Hi, gorgeous. This is Gaëlle. I'm the founder of the Rockstar Mindset, and I am with my partner in crime, Henriette.
Hello there.
And we're so glad that basically we're here because we're going to discuss about something I believe we're all doing it, and sometimes we're not even aware about it, to be honest. So it's about overthinking, especially when you want to do something new or start a new project, or you just have a kind of idea coming up, a kind of inspiration. And instead of really doing it, following basically your vibe, you're going to think carefully about it, saying, what are the next steps? What can I do? What can I do? And the downfall with that is sometimes is going to put you into this kind of overthinking module where you're going to think so much about it, you're not going to do one single thing about it. So I'm going to let Henriette, my partner in crime, to just give you one tip, and after I will add a few bits to that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I want to share an example really in order to bring this tip forward. I decided just before Christmas last year that all of a sudden I had this idea that I want to get a whole bunch of collaborators, female entrepreneurs together and hold a giveaway event. And I had an idea of how it would work, but I had nothing panned out. I didn't know exactly how it was going to work, what the plan was going to look like. And I decided, right, this is the idea that I have. I'm going to execute it in February 2020. And then all of a sudden, I was just, oh my gosh, now I've got to make it work. Then I started overthinking a little bit. And I thought, maybe I should have started planning a bit more and maybe move the date. But I was like, no. I already committed to the date of launching this giveaway in February 2020. And I just started going like crazy, getting collaborators together. And before I knew it, I had over 30 collaborators together just before we launched in February 2020. And you know what? That event was so huge. It was so successful. And I'm so proud of it because the number one thing that I learned is when you have an idea, not to overthink it. Just go and execute it. And you know what? With that execution, everything fell in place. I was just so gobsmacked how I managed to get 30 plus collaborators on board, how I managed to create all of the pages, how I got everything together in a matter of 2 months before we launched, even less than 2 months. But that was one of the biggest lessons I've learned, is because if I was overthinking it and not taking the action, I might never have launched that giveaway.
No, I love it. Yeah, this is such an achievement, when you really when you follow your vibe and your intuition, you're going to get inspired for the next action. And most of the time it's telling you to go for it.
Yeah.
And you're going to create a kind of virtuous circle, when more action are going to come, but it's going to play all together. And when you're going to connect the dots, you're going to realize that everything has been planned out in front of you, and you just did the action, just executed it, and you got the result. And that's why I think with overthinking, I would say one of the tips I had is when it's happening, I contact one of my friends, like to have a kind of sounding board, like to tell me really what she thinks about it. It can help you. It can help you to get out of this module and really to put into reality what you really want to do. And to have someone telling you, and sometimes this is what we need. We're not so sure about it. We're stretching our comfort zone. And they're going to tell you, oh, yeah, no, I think, yeah, it's great. Yeah, no, go for it. Yeah, I love it. And most of the time, people are really helpful. They love new ideas. They love new projects. And if they're part of your tribe, of your support, they're going to cheer you on. They're going to tell you the truth as it is.
Yeah. No, I was just thinking as you were saying that, the one thing about overthinking is, number one, it leads to procrastination, it leads to perfectionism, and it leads to making up excuses. So if you have this idea, if you want to go and do something, whether it's in business, in your life, it doesn't matter. But once you start overthinking things and you will see all the excuses start panning out, you're not going to take that actionable steps in order to make it work. That's the difference between successful people and people who are just still thinking about things and thinking about their ideas. So successful people go and execute it. They don't overthink. They don't let procrastination come in. Perfectionism can play a role, but it's about how quickly you're going to get over that. And then obviously think about or listen to yourself even. when you make up excuses, when you tell yourself those stories, that's part of overthinking. So my tip to you is if you have an idea and you've been sitting on it for quite a while, just go and execute it. If you don't have a plan yet for it, don't worry. Everything is going to fall in place, but it's not going to start happening unless you start with that idea or with that project.
Yeah, I would say, give yourselves this kind of playfulness around something new, something that you don't know that you want to give a try. Is not the end of the world. Is not serious to the point you're going to fail. Is to give yourself permission, like a child, just to play around it, just to have some fun around it, and to see what will happen. This is the way I did it for my Rockstar Wellness series. It was just one idea. I love it. I really wanted to help, and I went for it. I didn't even have a sounding board. I just listened to my intuition. I went for it. I contacted the person I had in mind, and in 2 weeks' time, it was done. It was planned. It started it. So, yes, trust yourself a little bit more. You have so much goodness in you in terms of ideas, in terms of new things to implement. And I would say, in regards to your overthinking, it's like an onion you're going to create. You're going to add layers of excuses, layers of perfectionism, layers of doubt. And this is going to create such an onion that you wouldn't even want to touch to it or just to remove all the layers. This is what overthinking is creating. And to the contrary, when you use the right part of your brain, which is the command center of your creativity, of your intuition, this is where, all this genius that you have is going to emerge, because it's going to love to be awakened and to do something different and to be inspired. And this is what we invite you to do, to give yourself permission to connect to your intuition, to your creativity, and have fun around it.
Yeah, I love the analogy with the onion. I'm going to use that from now on. No, but honestly, Gaëlle is true. It's right in what she's saying, and it's so true in more ways than one. You need to give yourself permission, but you also need to listen to your intuition. If you have an idea and it just feels right in your gut, and you just know that, if this works, not if it works, when it works, it is going to be something fulfilling for you. And if it feels that way, then you've got no excuse. Don't overthink it, just go for it.
Yeah, and I would say, be kind with yourself, because this is the way we are wired. We have a new idea coming up, and you have our functional brain, trying to say, I'm not so sure about it. Maybe I need to do this, and to get this condition first, But I'm just asking you to put this away. You're aware about it. Your ego is trying to, it's going to trip you up. This is the way we wired. But when you're aware about it, just listen to yourself. Just observe the thoughts you're going to have, and you're going to see what we're talking about. And this is where you got this choice to go after it, to take action, and to realize what you want.
Yeah, absolutely. So challenge yourself. If there's something that you haven't been doing for a while, if you've been putting it off, just go for it. Don't overthink it. Just go for it. And don't make up any excuses, but I need to do this first before I can do this. None of that. Go for it. Yeah. Everything will eventually fall in place. And when you look back, you'll be so amazed at what you've achieved.
And most of the time, we know. I remember I had one client, she told me, I'm a master basically at creating excuses. You see? She knew about it. And I said, yeah, why don't you flip the switch and start to be a master at creating what you want? And she was, didn't think this way. I said, yes, this is much more powerful, right? And she did it. So that's why I'm so, I want for you so much of your life. There is so much more, and you can do it. So if you need any help, put any comments in the section below. Let us know if you need some support on anything. We're here. We cheer you on to go for it. Yeah, and to have fun, to create the life you want, and to be more visible.
Absolutely. Well, just go out there, and we wish you all the best of luck. Let us know how you get on.
Exactly. And we will see you, on Friday for another episode of the Visibility series. In the meantime, have a fantastic day. And yes, thank you, Henriette, to be with me all the time.
Absolutely. Always. Thank you so much. Take care, everyone.
Ciao.